I was hoping you got to see that thing because sometimes if you hold the run buttons down long enough, they have already started the run. See now they're out running there. I used to... Let's go, that's fought, right? It's gonna be fine. It's harder to run from back tech. But yeah, now I'm basically stopped holding the button there, you know, so I'm gonna check those, so it has been okay. So 82, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we need 6 more battles. 6 more. 6 more battles. Or 6 battles we escape from rather. The question is how viable would it be to do like a speed run when you would have the battles active and then just have like a chocobo. The thing is also I would like to, there are so many challenge runs I would like to do in Final Fantasy VII. Oh, that's one battle, right? The previous one, 2 now. I don't know if it is, you know. That's the thing, sometimes it's easy to just forget also. And then that should be 4 or 3 or it's so hard, like I'm going to check after this. Okay, so this should be 5. It should be very close now. And sometimes you can get encounters. Okay. I really hate it when that happens. Like when you get the same thing over and over again. Seriously? 86 with 788, so I was right, yeah. 2 more left. Because that will be like 4, 5, 6, yeah. So... And now 1 more of these, actually let's kill these ones. Even though the XP is really bad. Oh, that was that all? No, that might have been my inventory. But that was inventory, right? Yeah. Inventory up. I wonder exactly what it gives now. Yeah, now 5 becomes invalid. So 5 deals no damage. The ring is... That's immunity, right? That's not absorb. I'm just checking again, just... Because here you should have waked up otherwise if it's really the right one. Okay, so 1 more encounter. 1 more encounter, Howie! And you fight to it! Yeah, boy! Commence the jiggling! Jiggling or what? Sometimes you can't get an account from that, so you know, who are you? Blah blah blah, and you get the bolt ring, and those are the only 2 things you can get from the old man. It would have been interesting to see if you could get the more rings, because I do remember sometimes maybe getting like the fire ring from it instead if you didn't pick up the fire ring in Cosmo Soul. And you know, one of the things is a water ring, which is, you know, makes sense, right? But I think this is actually supposed to be called water bracelet for whatever reason. It's a bracelet instead of a, you know, a thing. So now we got all the things we want. So now we have Cosmo fast lightning attacks. Which is good, so now you can technically both have immunity to fire and lightning on the same character if you equip her bolt ring. It's pretty nice. Nice. What are you groping around here for? I think that's his main box or something like that. But anyway, let's activate the counters here, and now we're gonna go and do the Fort Condor thing here. We're gonna cause conversation in Fort Condor as well. That's something we're gonna do, and we should be here. Yeah, you can exit it on crappy ground. What do you want to call it? Yeah, we did get White Wind on both, right? Yeah. White Wind, yeah. White Wind is actually pretty interesting the way it works. Like here it only says restore whole HP and start to stay ally, which is really, really good. when you go for the Wenesdays, because you know you can, for example, be mini and you can restore your starters. But I think I always recommend to use is white cape, because frog and small is quite common in the battle arena in the slots thing. And the thing is just like you can almost get ruined by getting small. There were at one point when they called bullshit on something like I basically got a lot of negative status effects, and then on the very last battle, which basically the last fight I had left at one point, it was a fight that was against the guy swinging in the air, the Nibelheim thing. And the thing is, I had been put into small status and I was poisoned and stuff like that. But the thing is, I didn't take that much damage from the poison, and basically items were closed off. I could items were closed off, and then I was also silenced. And the thing is, I didn't get because you can't get silenced from the actual slots themselves, but it was an enemy that managed to silence me. So the thing is, I could do nothing, because there are certain times when you do the thing, when the stuff you do, or when the encounters you do, basically sometimes it's predetermined what you're gonna get on the roulette. Like all the roulette wheels will be this one thing basically, and that means that you will if you get what I mean. Maybe you don't, maybe you do, yes. So now everyone is healed up and good to go. So that's pretty good. The question is, should we grind in Union again is the question, or continue on and stuff that, Okay, so those are the safe first. That the other course is the ice clay area there. So that we did. Which of course this isn't before Aerithas died. The thing is, this is the save where we got the Ominous Lass. So in worst cases, if things go bad with trying to get Ominous Lass, I could use this file, even though on this file we haven't gotten the umbrella yet, which is going to be the main problem. And then even if I would get umbrella on the file, it wouldn't be the same thing, which would be the bad thing, And of course I am planning to maybe make one file to be trying to get level 99 with Aerith, I'm probably not going to do that on camera and stuff like trying to get Aerith to level 99, so yes. So now there should be an encounter. I'm just going to go very, very close to where an encounter is. And yeah. And this is the encounter that gives us what it was. I forgot what it was, because I didn't bring up that note. I'm gonna check here though. I'm gonna check it's not Megalexy, right? Is it? Yeah, it is Megalexy. Because the last one was 3 liters, which is the tincture. And then the next battle would be the Rocket Town thing, but that's bullshit. It's not doing the Rocket Town thing, but the talking thing. There is still a reward you get, but the reward is complete crap, so you don't want to do that. There's still a reward you do when you have done the thing or whatever. But yeah, the thing is actually, Super Ball is not until you have done the date, basically. That's when you get the Super Ball. And of course the other ones are disc 2 directly after Innova Life. You head back to Fort Condor, and then once you have High Wind, before you go to Medea, basically. I'm just gonna refill the water bottle, fill up the water bottle. I should have done that before we started the first one, so. And I'm going to show you the trick. We almost did the trick the first time we did a few battles, but we didn't do the trick right, because I've gotten down the trick very, very good way, to be honest. It went pretty quick actually. The water went pretty cold pretty quickly. Actually, it's pretty funny with how the temperature has been lately. Actually, like it's been like shifting a lot, you know. So that for some reason my consoles have gotten really dusty. Like even though I cleaned off the table like last time or not the last time I vacuum cleaned, the time before that, because I did. I don't know if it was that I vacuum cleaned before the previous recording session when I did last Friday, or if it was during this week, or I think it was during the weekend actually when I cleaned it up, because there were finally enough dust to clean. Because basically when I said, oh, I'm going to clean every Thursday, then used at that point there weren't enough dust to basically be like, yeah, it's not worth cleaning right now. Like there were so little dust that it would just be like a waste of time basically, you know. So now I'm going to show you how to do this here. So basically you can, for example, leave it to speed on, but so you just place a single one and you want to place it as low as possible. So go into, you know, so you can place it here, and then you want to start the game, and then you want to set speed to lowest, and then this is what you do. You select the first one, you see, okay, there's an enemy there, boom, and there's another attacker, you make him go towards something, then you place another attacker, make him go down towards something, or, you know, and then you place another attacker. And this attack you can, of course, you need to basically block around here. You don't need to block around here, even though enemies can spawn here. This is basically the spawn point. If you block here and you have units all over here, then there won't be any more else things, you know. So let's go this one towards there. And you can see we can get further and further down like this. And of course, once you're far enough down, you can start playing attack, start putting fighters. The thing why you use the attacker is because the attacker move the quickest basically, and it is good to set it on like super slow speed, so you can use around them basically and things here. And yes, this is expensive to do, but it's not really that expensive considering, you know, things here. So we're just gonna basically bombard him here with stuff, so they basically are covering all the stuff here. And I will just place this here, boom, and this should probably be, I think we might need 3 though here. Now basically you want to set it on quickest speed here. Well, not really quickest speed, but now we want to just turn it up to high here. And the thing is, you want to be quick with also taking and setting the speed down to low again. Because once you're, okay, so now that enemy is destroyed, now we quickly set the speed down to low here again. And I will basically move here, before anything. Yeah, he did manage to spawn, but now we're starting to get close to where the spawn is basically here. And I think the reason why we want to set this to slow speed is, of course, because you know, you want to get into certain locations there. Here you want to be placing yourself here, and then you want to go here, and kinda you want to go here, like you want to be blocking here as much as possible basically. And if done right, these should be the final enemies now basically, or this flying enemy should be the final one, if we did it right here. So yeah, see, we only needed to kill, what was it, 3 enemies. But there were 30 enemies that attacked us, but we only killed 3. We killed 3 enemies and we got it. So yes, that's the Mega Elixir Knights. Now I have 2 Elixirs. So that's basically how simple you can make it. If you do that, because you're basically blocking their spawn, that's what you're doing, that's what makes that work, you know. So it's, you know, it's pretty cheap, you know, but yeah. You know, normally I would just, you know, continuously and platinum bang again, but it's so good just to have the silver armlet, you know, equipped just because it gives you so many slots, you know. That's kind of the good thing about it, you know. And there's definitely a point later on in the game when having the double growth aren't as good. Like, yes, it's always good with the double growth thing, but you know, at one point it's not being like, oh, OP is good enough. without having to have double growth on, you know, except for when you're meeting specific enemies that have a lot. Or, you know, you just switch to double growth weapon when you're fighting bosses or whatever, you know, so yeah. Wait, there wasn't anything we forgot. We got White Wind. We got all the materials we can have here. The floating sword thing, the chocobo, yeah. And both have friends over. Yeah. Yeah, so